Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KT Confidential, the real estate podcast. In today's episode 242, we're discussing the recent announcement that Realtor.ca is going to be publishing sold prices. Enjoy. All right.
Hey.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Excellent. Thank
Excellent.
you. Yeah. I feel like it's been a while. It has been a couple of weeks since we recorded. We've been quite busy.
Happy belated Canada Day.
Yes. Happy belated Canada Day. My sister-in-law's birthday. We usually go up north for it, but this year we are not.
Pretty crazy to think we're in July.
Yeah, this year's gone fast. It's hard to think. And that's why I set a goal, not a goal this year, but I am determined that I will be booking things throughout the summer to ensure that our family gets out to enjoy the weather, because it seems to fly by in the blink of an eye.
Yes, that's what happens when you only get 3 months of good weather.
That's right.
Talking a little real estate today. That's why we're a real estate podcast.
Yeah, it's appropriate.
Some news.
From Nova Scotia. Sold prices now on Realtor.ca. Yes. I wish it were here.
Okay, I was just going to ask you, how do you feel about that?
I think information should be readily available to people. And you can access it here relatively easily, which most people aren't aware of. But there are
apps
and websites you can log in. The rule here is that you have to log in. You can't just freely access it, which I don't know if it'll be any different there. Maybe you have to be logged into your Realtor.ca.
No, it's available to the public.
No, I know, but maybe you need to have a Realtor.ca login,
a profile.
View that. I didn't read the article, so I don't know if it clarified that.
Yeah, no, it's available to the public
without being logged in.
That's what it.
I mean, because the public logged in is still public. Just logged in.
Correct.
So I think it's great. It would save me a lot of time from people calling and say, "Hey, Adrian, what did this house sell for?" I still look it up for people, just because I like to provide a good service. But it is available to everybody in every province through other or various websites.
So here's a photo.
Yes.
So it shows you the listed price, the sold price, and the status changes as well, and the date the status change was made.
Nice.
So even if it's sold conditional, it will say deal pending or sold conditional,
which
or
makes
whatever.
sense. Yeah. I don't understand why.
How many people go to a open house or inquire on a property and it's conditionally sold?
Right.
Which, by the way, is not a bad idea, because there are a bunch of deals that do not get fulfilled right now. The conditions do not get fulfilled because of financing.
Yeah.
We're seeing more.
Among other things.
Yes, but specifically right now, financing is very common.
Or they'll ask for an extension. And if you happen to catch that property just before, in the midst of doing an extension, they would, very likely
You did one of those deals recently.
Yeah, well, it didn't come together, unfortunately, but I had the opportunity. So they had a 5-day condition on home inspection and a mortgage approval. Come day 5, they needed an extension for 3 business days. I got in quickly, contacted the agent because I knew that was the day they were expiring. So I called for an update. I found out they were extending, and I said, "Hey, would you be open to me showing your property today if I can come in with a strong offer?" And they said yes. So we went in, and unfortunately it didn't come together, but we actually just helped them purchase another home, so it all worked out well. But if I didn't know that, I wouldn't have ever gone to see it. Right. And the general public have no knowledge of this.
So this is new in the country, and they are the first province in the country to implement this. So now if you're searching for property in Nova Scotia, you will be able to see the current status and ultimately when it sells and what it sold for.
Ultimately, every province will do this. It's inevitable, because if they don't, they will be eaten up by these other companies.
It's not a matter of if, but when.
Right.
And quite frankly, in the United States,
We're very behind them.
Extremely behind.
Yeah.
They, as the general logged out public, however you want to put it, without having to have a profile or anything, although a lot of them do like you to have a profile so they can capture your information.
Right.
But you can get pretty well like what we see as our broker view for a listing in the States. You know, Robbie could view all the information if he wanted to.
Yeah. And then you can even, well, I think houses websites like House Sigma, if you log into it, you can see the sale prices.
I wasn't going to mention names. Now you're giving them a little bit of free advertising.
Oh, that's fine. You can log in, see the sale prices, and you can pull sales data, like historical. I don't know how far back they go.
There's a lot of brokerage and realtor websites that do that.
Yeah.
It's a matter of if you want them collecting your information and following up with you and all that stuff too, but that's the only way to get it now.
Yeah.
Or
but it will inevitably be on Realtor.ca.
To your point, I get 10 text messages at least every single month.
About what?
Do you know how much that sold for?
Yeah.
How much did that home sell for?
Yes.
I'm curious. The neighbor across the street sold. What did it sell for?
Go knock on their door.
And it's funny because those text messages, regardless of what client it comes from, it's very seldomly and maybe that's because I've developed good relationships with these people, but it's not like, good morning, hope you had a great weekend, what's new, what's exciting. There's no chat.
It's like you haven't heard from them in 6 months, and then it's like, hey, what's this price?
It's not even, hey, it's like, what did 123 Main Street sell for?
Right.
It's like, well, hi to you too.
Yeah, they're using you.
Yeah, that's okay. I like being used.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good news for Nova Scotia anyways. I look forward to it coming to Ontario. I
wonder, like, so if you're listening or watching, leave a comment and let us know not if you think this is a good idea, if you are upset or bothered by the fact that this information currently isn't available to you, and in the province of Ontario specifically, since that's where we record this podcast. But
we do occasionally.
I don't know if we have any listeners in Nova Scotia, but if we do,
we do clients that moved there.
Yeah, we do.
What was I going to say? I was going to say that we sometimes will get contacted by the purchasers of houses we sell saying, hey, can you remove my listing or the listing video or whatever from your website?
Yes.
For whatever reasons, personal reasons, don't want nosy family knowing what they paid, whatever. Well, now it's public knowledge, right? Yeah. In many cases, or in all cases.
Well, and what happens, like when people say, can you remove the photos? Can you remove the video? Our algorithms for our listings are so good that it pushes it to like 1,000 websites. So you're never getting it off.
No.
Like it's going to take years.
No, there's websites with your listing, the house you bought, that still say it's available for sale because probably half of these websites don't even update.
Yeah.
We get that all the time.
Some of those bullshit third-party websites, they scrape the data, they put it up there so they get leads or just traffic to their site.
Yeah.
But there's nobody updating anything.
Well, the Toronto Real Estate Board was, I think, one of the biggest problems because they wanted to hold on to all the data. And then they were taken to court several times, I believe, over things like this.
Yeah.
And then the last outcome was, well, you must release it as long as people are logged into some sort of an account on whatever website they're accessing it.
Listen, I think education is good because people are not stupid. They can do their own market analysis. Let's face it. Yes, we are professionals. And when it comes to having a proper market analysis done for your home, definitely you need to hire a professional that knows your home, the neighborhood, the market, the demographic, blah, 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 blah. But the average person should be able to look at other homes, decipher what pros and cons there are in that home versus their home, and see, oh, that one sold for $1 million. And based on this, this, and this, maybe I can get 1.1 or whatever. So information is going to lead to a more educated seller, which is going to lead to a better process of listing your property for sale. So I like it.
I do too. Well, and it will avoid instances where actually one of our sales guys was had a listing.
Sales guys
had a listing recently. One of our realtors had a listing recently, and the homeowners were using a comparable sale next door, saying, "Oh, the next door neighbor sold privately for $1.3 million," and that was a number they were given by the guy across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So two things: one, they'd never been in the house. There's no listing, so we don't know what it's like inside. Two, they were wrong. It sold for $1.2 million. And we found that out by going onto Geo Warehouse and seeing what the updated sale price was.
In the land registry.
Registry. So knowledge is power. And, it could have avoided any conflict potentially that was occurred there, or setting the right expectations.
Do you have a crystal ball, Adrian?
Yes. No, but for what?
When do you think it's going to be implemented in Ontario?
Another 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
2026.
I'm writing it down. 2026.
Yeah.
Adrian. And I'm going to say within 24 months.
Okay.
So June, no later than June of 20.
Okay, hang on. You have to be more specific than that.
More specific than
within 24 months. I'm saying in the year 2026, you have a 24-month window.
Fine. Shut the fuck. I will then say 18 months.
In 18 months?
Yes.
Okay.
The end of next year. End of 2024. Fine. Is that suitable?
But not this year.
Dick?
End of next year. So in 2024.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not going to happen this year anyways. For sure. We would have heard about it.
Well, you never know. Doesn't take that. Well, I don't know how long it would take them to program those kind of changes.
It was nice. Somebody recognized me the other day. I was at, I can't remember the name of it.
Fucking celebrity.
You kind of feel that way. I was at kids' indoor playground for my daughter's birthday. It was a joint birthday party with another girl in her class and all the students, all the female students. And I was down there. I had all these glow sticks. I was giving all these glow sticks out to all these kids. It was like there was 100 kids running around from all different parties. So I was just giving glow sticks out for free to everybody. And then this woman, opposed to charging.
Did you bring me one?
Give me $1, kid.
Can I have a glow stick?
Yeah.
It'll be $1, kid.
Yeah, I should have. Anyways, and then there was this woman kept staring at me, and then she walked over and said,
kind?
she's like, "Are you in real estate?" And then I was like, obviously, yes. She's like, "Oh, I follow your Instagram." It was really weird. I wouldn't embarrass myself. Anyways, and she's in Brampton. So
she a mortgage
I believe
broker?
her name was Leah. Hi, Leah. I don't know. No, we didn't have a long discussion.
Well, I told you that happened to me at a party I was at not that long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are good to go to.
Oh, it wasn't a party. We just took the kids to the Gymboree or whatever the hell
Probably
it's called.
something similar.
Yeah.
Like indoor playground.
Yeah. Maybe that's where we should go hang out during the day.
Yeah, or not. Yeah.
Where's your kids? I didn't come with any.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing? Just hanging out.
Police knocking on the door. Anyways, so that's it. The Nova Scotia Realtor.ca publishes now. Is it active now?
I haven't. Yeah. So I haven't looked at properties in Nova Scotia, but now I might.
To having a better idea for what valuations they have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because as you know, like I'm really fond of looking into investment properties out of province.
Yes.
And PEI and Alberta have been on my radar for PEI for a couple of years now, and Alberta maybe in the last year or so. But I know Nova Scotia seems to be a destination for a lot of people looking for more land and better value and slower lifestyle.
Yep. It's pretty crazy what you can get near the ocean.
Yeah.
Price wise.
Yeah. $500,000 there. You're You're doing well. Like you're getting a nice home.
Well, last year we helped, I can think of a couple of clients that moved to just outside of Halifax.
Yeah.
So that seems feasible. A lot of people retiring out that way. Anyways, something to consider.
All right. So Adrian's prediction in 2026. So he gave himself, he's mocking me for giving.
No, in 2026.
Right. So I said within 24 months. So you're giving yourself a 12-month window.
Yes.
Okay. And I gave myself a 12-month window and said 2024.
Right.
So it's going to happen next year in Ontario. You're saying 2026. So 3 years from now.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Let us know what you think if you want to see this coming. There's probably going to be a lot of meetings and questionnaires and this coming to realtors for feedback. So if you have any feedback that you want us to relay to the powers that be, we'd be happy to do so because it's customer feedback that makes these things better. And I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, next week we're talking about your property taxes and how they are going to shoot to the moon.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they're reasonable.
See you next week.
Thanks for watching or listening to the podcast today. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you have any suggestions for an upcoming episode, drop a comment and be sure to subscribe. See ya.